I got this Niftylift HR12, and this machine came with the fault of the battery not lasting long enough, or it's constantly draining this battery. This is a battery 9 regulator, so this part is responsible to keep that battery fully charged. So it's maybe the fault with this, or maybe it's the fault somewhere else. But the first thing I will do, I will have a look on the voltage on it, and then we see what we have there. So this is my positive, and that's my negative. Okay, so I got 8. Let's see if you can see that. 8 volts on the battery, so the battery is very low. And let's see if I can turn the machine on. So the machine is off now. Turn it on. Yeah, nothing is working. Nothing is working. And if I look on the battery indicator here, it shows halfway. But this indicator is just showing the power on a 24 volt battery bank. So it's nothing to do with that 12 volt battery. So what I'm going to do, I'm gonna have the machine off now, and I will try to go with the engine start, manual engine start, very quick blip into start position. Okay, so when you go with the quick blip into start position, that should trigger the charge from this box, and I would expect the voltage to go higher on my meter. Okay, so let's try it. Let me just move the meter out of the sunlight or the daylight. So the meter is in a better position now, so you can see it better. So I'll do the quick blip, and I will see what's happening here with the voltage. So 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, so the voltage disappeared. The circuit restarted. Okay. So that's gone into overload. But that's fine. So it's gone into overload because we dropped the voltage very low on the battery, and that caused the overload alarm to trigger because it's under voltage detected in the cage weight board. So one more time. So I have the 8.8 volts. If I go into start, I would expect that regulator to start, but it's not doing it now. So the battery is completely dead. Yeah, so I will try to start this box manually. Okay, and the way to start is you can feed 12 volts into one of the yellow wires. Okay, and that should trigger this box. That way I can recover the battery and get machine going. Okay, so let me try that, and we'll see if that unit's working, because it doesn't have a fuse on it here, and the fuse is good. Okay, so let's start this box manually. Okay, so what I have done, I have disconnect this yellow wire here. So I separated this wire from this brown wire. See, there is a connector, and that's one. And I plugged in my bypass wire on it. It's just a piece of wire here. Okay, and so my multimeter is sitting on the battery, because we have a ground here on the batteries on 24 volt battery bank. I have a ground here, and I have a 24 volt feed into this box. Okay, so this fuse comes over that red wire and connects onto this battery terminal. So it's 24 volt feed into the unit, and the yellow wire normally takes 12 volts from our control side from the system, so either way, or the key switch or the green button. So what I will do, I will use this terminal as a center tap. Okay, and I will connect my jump wire onto that terminal. So I will feed 12 volts in the yellow wire down there. Okay, so by doing that, we should trigger the charge on this box, and we should be able to recover 12 volt battery. So let's try to see what's gonna happen. And to start charge, but it's not doing it. All right, let me find out. Maybe there's a problem with that unit. Maybe I need to replace that. Let me check the wiring, and I think we go from there. Just want to show you something interesting here. Look, I just got the cable tie off. Okay, so I had a cable tie here around these wires right here. Okay, and I moved the wires, and I think I found the problem. So if I move them again, see if you can spot the problem. Let me find this. Here, look. So that wire has corroded off or snapped off, I'm not too sure, but this red wire is actually the 24 volt feed from this fuse. Okay, so it goes from the fuse into this red wire and into the box. So we cannot trigger the box because there's no feed into the box, so we have no power supply to the box. So let me fix that, and I will try again, trigger the charge with this wire and see if you can recover the battery that way. Okay, so I fixed the feed, so I put a new crimp here. So we have a new crimp, good feed coming in, and the rest of the wire seems to be okay. So what I will try to do, I know the battery is very, very low, and I have 10.48 volts. Okay, so I will try just with the key switch, with the manual key switch, to see if that box is gonna trigger. If not, I will do manual triggering with this. So just to show you guys how you can get out of the situation and just to get a battery recovered, but if you don't have a jump starter. Or so let's try with the key switch first, just very quickly. 1, 2, 3, go. You see, that was just enough, and we have a light on, and the voltage is 14 volts on the battery. Okay, so I'm gonna stop that charge just by disconnecting the fuse here. I just want to show you just how you can jump start the charge the same way. Okay, so that is off. Okay, fuse back on. So if you would have the battery completely empty, and that would have no enough power to trigger the board or the box with the key switch, then you can go with this wire. Okay, so you feed then you would just feed the 12 volts in that yellow wire. Okay, and you can do it from the main bank here. So you have a negative here, 6 volts, 12 volts. Okay, very quick one. That's it. Look, 14 volts, and that is charge. Okay, so the next thing I want to show you what would happen if you try to use the machine, because I think that's not gonna work. Okay, and you may gonna struggle if you're gonna try. So I'm gonna switch the machine on to the ground controls. See, the voltage has gone down. I push a green button. Oh, that was just enough, and that should trigger the charge. That was enough power to trigger the charge, but the charge didn't trigger because I have my bypass wire on the triggering wire. Okay, so that's all good. So I know the battery is very low. Let's hit the e-stop. So only thing I just want to show you here, how quickly we can recover that 12 volt battery. So if I'm going to start an engine now, see, the engine is not going to even crank. Okay, look, nothing happens. Voltage has gone down to 4 volts, so the battery is completely dead. Okay, but that triggered the charge. So you see the charge started, and the voltage is 14 volts, and current going to the battery should be around 8 amps. Okay, and that should be enough to recover the battery. So if I give about 10-15 minutes, that box will produce enough charge into the battery so we can start the diesel engine. Okay, so we should try that. So I will stop recording now and I will come back about after 10-15 minutes and we see where we are. Just before I go, I just want to show you voltage. Okay, and the current is 6.8, 6.9 amps. Okay, so this is where we are now. Charging the battery. We'll come back in 10-15 minutes and we see if we can start the engine. Alright, so 15 minutes has gone by, so let's look at the voltage. 1484 and the current is 7.4 amps. Okay, so it's still charging just fine, so it will continue to charge until the battery is fully charged. But let's see if 15 minutes was enough to start the diesel engine and to get the machine going. So let's go pre-glow. Okay, so I'm on a glow right now and I'm going to start. It does crank just fine, so it's just not firing up. Let's try again. Okay, so yeah, so about 15 minutes is enough to recover completely flat battery, so you can start diesel engine and you can start using machine. That should be just fine. So it was easy fix, broken wire over there, and so we got the batteries charging now, so the box is on, so it will carry on until the battery is fully charged. But yeah, as I said, 15 minutes is enough for this little unit to charge the battery, so you can start diesel engine and you can start using machine and it will continue. Okay, so easy fix, good to go.